Hey friends, welcome to Biblical Studies Today Sermon Spotlights. Wrapped up John 12, 37 to 50. Here it's January 19th, post-sermon reflection. Enjoyed so much preaching today about the fear of God. Here at the end of John 12, John writes that many of the Jews, even leaders, had believed in Jesus, but only temporarily, only superficially. They didn't go public for fear of the Pharisees. They'd be kicked out of the synagogue. And this brings us right to the question of who we fear, and that is a motivating factor for all people and believers, the fear of man versus the fear of God. And we have every reason to fear God, as we noted in the last paragraph of John 12. There, beginning in verse 44 down through verse 50, Jesus articulates again who he is as the eternal Son, taken up flesh, coming to reveal God, the light of the world. Here he has come and he is speaking the truth of God, what God has sent him to speak. And we have this inter-Trinitarian testimony here of the Father and the Son speaking the same language in here, and Jesus articulating those words. So true that they themselves would condemn someone who doesn't believe. And it was just a joy to hear the response of folks in this. I tried to note that the fear of God or the fear of man is displayed in who someone identifies with publicly in terms of their grouping. So for believers to identify with the church is one way that we show we fear God. And that identification is good for us. That it's the church that is the eternal group. It's the church that reinforces our in Christ-ness. It is the church where we are needed, and even our needs are needed in the church, which is unique to any group. Many groups will need your resources. They won't need your needs, but that is the glory of the local church. So we can grow together and someone can meet those needs in God's glory and show his goodness. And finally, just the church, as we identify with the church, it benefits us as we learn to fear God in all sorts of relationships, in all sorts of ways in our workplaces, and it reminds us to keep him supreme. Joy, and next week, John 13, and the foot washing and how all of this fits together. For more sermon spotlights, go to biblicalstudiestoday.com. For information on preaching and classes and courses and degree programs, go to mbts.edu. See you again next time.